Limpeh 씨, 싱가포르 남자입니다. 안녕하세요, 여러분들. 아, 연일 전날이네. 연일 전날입니다. The eve of Easter long weekend. 나도 너무 기대해. I'm very looking forward to a long weekend as well. 그게 뭐냐고 물어보면, if you ask me why, 나 분명히 직장도 안 다니는 사람인데 왜 연일 상관이 있냐고? That someone like me who doesn't work, doesn't have a job, what does a long weekend matter? And what does a Christian long weekend matter now that I'm here in Islamic Turkey or Turkey? That's the official name right now. Turkey. Because I trade in the US market. And even though technically just sitting in front of my laptop isn't much of a work, to me it's you still touch the boundary of, okay, this part of my life is limited within this framework, and once you touch that boundary, you want to break out. That's the whole thing about human beings. We are not unhappy with certain things in life. We're not unhappy with, whenever you think you're unhappy with something, think carefully and think deeply. You're not really unhappy with that thing. Because once you get to the new thing that you think is going to make you happy, you're going to be unhappy again. You know why? And people say, oh, because we just get sick of things. No. It's because once you touch a boundary, you want to break out. You get to a new job. Oh, the last job was too limited. The new job make me happy. And then soon enough, no matter how big a scope the job gives you, you will touch the boundary one day. Like, I have the freest job in the world, but I touch the boundary of having to be in front of my computer at a fixed time, even though it's not that big a deal. You touch the boundary and want to break out. I feel that way. I feel that way even right now. That's why I love long weekends, And Lin Zhao, good morning. Wow, haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. How's things? Happy Eve. Oh no, for you it's not the eve of Easter long weekend yet. Yeah? For you, the eve of Easter long weekend is tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah. Good evening. Good Wednesday evening. I hope you're looking forward to Easter long weekend. What do you do for Easter? Should I cut my fringe again? It looks like it's going to touch my eyes very soon, huh? I just trimmed around the ear yesterday. And the back is becoming a problem. I'm going to really push my landlord who lives just next door because he said he wants to get the shaver thing so that we can cut each other's hair at home. I hope he really gets it. And then I can do his hair and he can do my hair. It sounds very bromance, okay, but it's actually really good idea. Yes, we are very close actually, like super close. We get dead drunk together in his home, mostly in his home, drinking his homemade whiskey, playing PlayStation, the decadence. I try to not do it all the time. Like if I'm in my 20s right now, I'd probably be at his home getting drunk every single day. But no, at this age, right, I can only do that like not even once a month though. I think once a month saps too much of my energy. I probably can do that like twice a year or something. Or max. I don't know. Lin Zhao. I actually don't do anything different for Easter. We go to church every week. Okay. Yeah. Actually, it's true. Then you're a real Christian. Yeah. For those real Christian, understand that Easter originally has nothing to do with Christianity. Easter weekend is one of those festivals. There's a few festivals. There's actually two main festivals hijacked by King Constantine, when he made Christianity a thing. One was Christmas. It was never about Christ's birthday. It was actually an Eastern European tradition that it dates back to about 500 years before Christ. And Easter is another East European tradition, celebrating spring, rabbits and eggs and stuff, right? This tradition goes back hundreds of years before Christ as well. These two main West European traditions, very cozy traditions, just hijacked by Christianity. But to be very specific, hijacked by King Constantine, because he needed to make Christianity the big thing. And since back then, Europeans were already celebrating Christmas and Easter in a big way. So he might as well just hijack this and paint it as a Christian thing. And it's convenient. And therefore, it has been that way for the past, 1,000 how many years? Makuya. Oh, Limpeh, let's come to Burusa. Oh, Makuya, I don't believe I've seen your name on my live stream. Welcome to my live stream. Where are you watching from, and how do you find out about my channel? And yeah, I'm here in Istanbul, and it's a very, very sunny day today in Istanbul. That's why today I'm at home. Yeah. Oh, look at that! I don't have to walk to the window. You can see how painfully sunny it is. Oh gosh. Ugh. I'm a vampire. I stay away from the sun. Yeah. I'm not even joking. Like, because I've stayed away from the sun for so many years, right? I've stayed away from like 100% abstinence from the sun for more than 10 years, for more than a decade. Right now, whenever sun hits me, first of all, I feel the tingling on the skin, which is no big deal. Okay. Second thing is my eyes begin to water and hurt. My eyes become super photosensitive. My eyes cannot take sunlight, cannot take direct sunlight. If I get direct sunlight on my eyes, they start to hurt, redden, tear, and the pain goes all the way to the head. It's very bad for me. Actually, to me, the sun, avoiding the sun is no longer just an anti-aging issue. I'm actually allergic to the sun in this way. Yeah. Linja, it's nice to have the long weekend though. Exactly. For me, the significance of the long weekends is just this: that tomorrow I don't have to care about the US market. That, to me, it's a big thing. Yeah. Because to me, even though just sitting in front of my computer is no big deal and I'm not stressed out by the market, but the limit on my time, meaning every day I have to adhere to a certain routine, a certain limit. Something is placing a limit on my life. I cannot choose, even though it's no big deal, but it is a limit. And human life, our human instinct, is an instinct towards breaking every limit. It's the instinct towards the unlimited. Yeah. And this explains every single problem that you have in your life, to be honest. If you look carefully, every unhappiness you have in your life, every time you feel like changing anything, is because subconsciously you have touched your limit. You have established that, oh shit, I have a boundary. And the human nature is we hate boundaries. We in for the boundless, we in for the unlimited, which is why since time unknown, mankind has dreamed up all kinds of gods and deities. Because why? Because we in for the unlimited. And we wish to return to the unlimited. And this is a yearning which only exists in mankind, which makes mankind different from other animals. No other animals have this. Which is why only mankind created religions and spiritual beliefs. Yeah. And it says a lot. This has very deep implications, but I don't want to go deep into the real implications of this. All right. But understand that, when you feel like, oh, this car, I don't like this car, I like that car, that's only because you have touched the limit of what this car means to you. Oh, I don't like this job, it's too limited, I want another, I want to another job. Right? Because you have touched the limit of what this job gives you. Or I don't like this country, I want to go to another country. Why? Because you have touched the boundary of where the limits of this country is. And then you go to another country, it's nice and fresh for 1 year, and then you can't, they call this burnout or getting sick of, but it's not. If you examine closely, simply because once you identify the boundaries of that thing that you're into, you want to break out. That is the instinct of mankind. Good morning, Kim Teo. Good morning. Welcome to the eve of Easter long weekend. Do you guys have a Easter long weekend in Singapore? It's nice to have a long weekend though. Kim Teo, did you finish the pizza yesterday? Was huge. Yeah. I finished the whole thing, and I'm gonna tell you guys the after effect. That by evening I had a diarrhea. Oh. I finished that whole big pizza, and that was the only thing I ate whole day, okay? By evening time, about 9 o'clock, I had a very, very bad stomach run. I don't know if it's directly related or that I'm just kind of like a flour or carbo intolerant, but it was bad. But I eat rice, I can eat as much rice as I want and nothing. But when I eat too much bread, that happens. Kim Teo, yes, long weekend. You guys have long weekend as well. Wow, enjoy. I enjoy long weekends as well. I'm very much looking forward to long weekend. And I just woke up like 10-15 minutes ago. I didn't even shower today. That's why you see today my hair looks slightly different because no shower. My hair looks awesome when I shower. But if I don't shower, it kind of like shambles. Today is about what, 15 degrees Celsius today? Bright sunshine. A lot of people like this kind of weather. 15 degrees Celsius, bright sunshine. A lot of people like this kind of weather, but I can no longer go under the sun. Full-fledged vampire. There was one time I was caught under the sun for about 10 to 15 minutes without a means to get to shelter. And you know what? I had a fever that day. I broke out into fever that day. The sun literally destroys my immunity system. That's why everybody who tells me the bullshit like, oh, you need the sun to boost your immunity. No, the sun immediately destroys my immunity. Immediately that day, after 10 to 15 minutes of sun exposure, that very night I had a very bad fever. Yeah. The sun destroys my immunity. And not to mention my eyes will really hurt like crazy. The sun do all kinds of bad things to me. Lin Chao, learning to be content, even though there are boundaries, try not to base happiness on outside sources. Yeah. Of course, that's the internal what's that? That's the internal homework of on the spiritual path. Yeah. But the truth and the instinct of human beings, which makes human nature so unique, is really the yearning to the boundless and unlimited, which is why human beings want to strive to be Buddha, because that reaching the level of Buddha is reaching the level of unlimited. And everything along the way, we're just trying to cope. We're just trying to cope everything along the way till we reach the unlimited. Actually, okay, I don't like to share this, but maybe I shouldn't. Because it gives people all kinds of wrong ideas. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay, I won't. Okay. But one thing I want to correct about this, Lin Chao, is that you cannot learn to be contented. To be contented is not a matter of learning. It's a matter of 修行. It's a matter of training and practice. You cannot naturally learn to be contented because the human nature towards boundless, the hatred towards limits and boundary is very deep set. It is a very deep human yearning that makes us human. You cannot fight that. You cannot learn to fight that, but you have to train in certain ways to overcome it. And that training to be contented within boundaries is part of what the spiritual path is about. And therefore it takes deliberate training to reach. That's why people do your meditations, your sunyas, your kriyas, you know. Without this we can just learn to be contented, then none of these spiritual practices are relevant. Why are they relevant for thousands of years? Excuse me. Yeah. So understand that you cannot just learn to be contented within limits. Um, you have to put in some practice. Huh? Lin Chao, sometimes discontentment does lead you to some necessary change, though. Um, these are very see all this idea that you put forward is very what I call the widely social acceptable cliche ideas. I'm not saying it's bad or wrong, okay? But I'm just saying that these ideas are too cliche. There are very deep set things within these ideas that are not addressed by modern society. Yeah, like learn to be contented. Oh, there is very deep things behind just this one concept. It's not just that. And like this contentment drives progress. This is just another socially accepted cliche which the real deep mechanism and implications were never discussed. Discontentment, first of all, there's no such thing as discontentment. You cannot say that once you reach it. That's why this is the problem with people not understanding the true thing of what's going on within their internal ecology, and then they make statements like this. These are very socially accepted cliche statements that are like spoken by people who don't understand. Okay. Now, first of all, there's no such thing as contentment. Yeah. When I touch my limit, like right now, I feel strongly that having to sit in front of my computer at 4:30 p.m. every day is a limit, and my nature as a human being is to break that limit. I don't want that limit. Doesn't mean I'm discontented by modern thinking. By modern thinking, that's why the modern thinking is very very wrong in a lot of ways. Like when you hit a limit, they say, oh, now I'm discontent. No, why do you have to connect contentment or discontentment with with reality, with something that is an existential reality? That's why as a spiritual person, we internally we know the difference, but most people don't. That's why I keep saying that you cannot just learn to be content, because we do not know that little things that are happening within themselves without significant practice. Now, there's no such thing as discontentment. What you feel as discontentment is actually, I would say, about 36 different things. Yeah. Now, in a nutshell, there's no such thing as discontentment. You reach a limit, you simply want to break it. But people do not understand that feeling. They think they're feeling discontented in their life. No. It is just a trigger telling you that, okay, now I've identified a boundary. I would love to break that boundary. I will if I can. If I cannot, I know that feeling. I have practices to deal with this. All right. Now, what people say like discontentment drives progress is another cliche misunderstanding of the concept of change. Change is not progress. Change is just change. A four-wheel car is not superior to a two-wheel car. In the end of the day, it just goes to places, right? So a lot of people think change is progress. Oh, today we have mobile phone, but my grandparents don't. So what? Is that progress? It's not progress, it's just change. Your life was not better than your grandparents. That mobile phone did nothing quite extra for you than it was back then, to be honest. Because why? How do I know? I lived in both eras. I lived in the era without internet. I grew up in the era without internet and mobile phones. And now I live in the internet and mobile phone era. And therefore I know I did not need and miss those things back then either. There was no progress. It was just change. Understand that change is not progress. Change is just change. That the nature, the fundamental nature of life and mankind over the past 1,000 years never changed. With all these fanciful things being created, nothing changed. Nothing changed. Humans still behave in pretty much the same way. Everybody is still pretty much struggling to live from month to month. Nothing changed. Did all these things result in a world where we no longer have to struggle for food like our grandparents did on a month-to-month basis, eating, living from salary to salary? Does it mean that we're past that era? No, it's still the same thing. Nothing changed, right? So first of all, that's why in just this one simple statement, there's so many deep misconceptions within this one statement that, oh, being discontented drives change or progress. Within just this one, that's why I don't like to break down everything like all these social cliches, because at my stage of life right now, I see that every social cliche is wrong. Fundamentally, every single one. There's nothing you can tell me that is socially accepted that is actually correct, to be honest. Like correct as in fundamentally accurate, that you're calling a flower rather than calling a flower a million other things, Lincha, I mean changes within changes within are usually the problem. See, we are usually the problem is another cliche. Huh? Okay, I don't want to make you feel bad by breaking down every single thing you tell me today. I'm gonna stop here today, but I'm just gonna say that we are usually the problem is another cliche that is fundamentally wrong. Our thinking and attitude is sometimes the problem, fundamentally wrong. And mastering our own view without relying on things. It's very cliche. It's very cliche. You need to be able to go beyond this level. These are very like generally and broadly accepted cliche within religious circles or spiritual circles, but this thing goes deeper than that. If you are interested, you have to go beyond these beliefs. These are very cliche beliefs. If you live within the cliche beliefs, again, you're not living in the truth, because the truth has no structure. The truth is not cliche. But I don't want to start breaking down every single thing you say, because I don't want to spoil your day, your night, and I haven't seen you in such a long time. All I do is like debate everything you say. I'm just gonna stop here, okay? Good morning, Andy. Good morning. It's the eve of long weekend. How are you guys celebrating? I'm gonna grab myself some chicken and beer today. Yes, long weekends do feel very special for me. I can't say I don't care. I do care. Even though I don't have a fixed job, I do care about long weekends, because not being forced, even though, I'm gonna tell you the truth, even though I would still probably be sitting in front of my laptop at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow today, but I'll be doing it out of my own free will, not because I have to do it. And that makes all the difference. Lincha, it's fine. I enjoy different points of view. But yeah, I understand that. I know you're along the spiritual path. You're Christian, but you're along a real and true spiritual path. I can tell from what you used to say, and right now even what you're saying, you're on the right path, and you're taking in all these good beliefs. Yeah, these are good beliefs. Good belief, albeit cliche, but good beliefs. and proper correct beliefs along that path. Now you have to go beyond, and I'm just trying to show you what's beyond. Hmm. That once you reach certain level of understanding, you need to strive to break that understanding, and you will experience this all the way through your spiritual path. That every single level that you reach, you have to challenge yourself to break the beliefs and the structures of that level, and then you go on to the next level, and you start to see deeper, and you start to see deeper and closer to the truth of life itself. Or there is no such thing as the truth of life. There is only the truth of the experience of life. I always make this distinction. There is a difference between life and the experience of life. We never know what life is. We are only interpreting our experiences of life. And we're only here living an experience of life. We're not living life itself. How do you know that you're alive or dead? You won't know. Like I said, you don't even know if you're dreaming right now or not. Hmm? We are only, we can only interpret the experience of life. And one day, if and when we become Buddha, then we start to see what life really is. At this point of time, not me, not anyone that I know, and I suspect 99.99% of human beings don't know what life is. We're not living a life. We're only having an experience of life right now. I'm gonna get some more coffee. I have to order more water today. Yeah, in Turkey, usually people buy bottled waters, but it's actually not necessary because the tap water is good if you have filter, just like Singapore. Just like Singapore, you can drink out of the tap as long as you have a filter, but very few people trust the pipe because the pipes are too old and contains rust and all that stuff. But all my life, growing up, I never drunk from bottled water. I've always drunk from tap water all my life. Ever since I left Singapore, I've not had one day of tap water. Not in China, not in Japan, not in Korea, not in America, and of course in America at home, me and Limpeh, we have a water purifier, so that's good. So we are able to drink out of the tap. And boil the water for some lousy instant coffee. So actually, a lot of people don't know that water here in Istanbul, the tap water is portable. You just have to filter away the heavy metal, the rust and all that stuff. You just have to buy a filter, not so expensive. Attach it to your tap. But a lot of people complain about some funky taste. Yeah, of course there's gonna be funky taste because tap water is they have chlorine and all that stuff in there. Okay, chlorine, fluoride, and all that stuff in your tap water. So yeah, so I prefer the taste of bottled water, but it doesn't mean that the tap water here in Istanbul is not potable. It is potable, but the tap water in China is expressly unpotable. In fact, let me share you guys a story. When I was in China, right, when I boil tap water with a kettle, the whole inside of the kettle is lined with white powder like limestone. Yeah. When I see this, I know this water is not potable. This is not drinking water. After you boil your water, the inside of a kettle turns white with a layer of powder. Yeah. Is that bad, no? China water? Whoa. So I was shocked. And therefore, since that day, right, since that day onwards in China, I've always ordered the big bottle waters. Never again have I drunk tap water in China for that 10 years in China. Is water in your country potable? Hear someone whistling? It's a cat. It's a cat. Lamin, how are you, my friend? How are you? I'm feeling very good because tomorrow is Easter long weekend. To me, I don't celebrate Ramadan, but I celebrate Easter. Why? Because it's a long weekend for me as well. So I'm feeling very happy. Tonight I'm gonna have some chicken and beer. Jaya. Yeah, but bottled water in China also problem. Oh, but less problematic. Yeah, in China, right? Yeah, that's a good point to raise up. In China, you have to buy from very reputed source, like sources which comes heavily and highly recommended, and you can test. Because why? Because in China, they are fake bottled waters. They just bottle from the tap as well. Yeah. In China, they are fake everything. They're fake rice, made out of plastic. I've seen those before. And they are fake meat, fake mutton. Yeah, I've seen it before. It's crazy. Fake beef. There was once I went to long time ago. I went to the Hai Di Lao in China, the Hai Di Lao flagship in Beijing. Yeah, I've never shared this story before because it's kind of makes this is a major restaurant look very bad. But that time in Hai Di Lao in Beijing flagship store, 3 stories high, I ordered like beef, and you know what happened? When I took the beef and I ran it through hot water, it was white. It turned out white color, and I asked the boss, why is I ordered beef which is red meat? Why did it turn out white? Like, this is not beef. This is at best mutton, or at worst I don't know what meat this is. There's fake everything in China. You have to be very smart in China. I learned to be very smart in China. I used to be very naive, believing the rules and everything. But China taught me to test, doubt, and verify everything. Yeah. I've never been the same again since China, to be honest. China changed me in many ways. Getting my coffee. Before China, I believe in rules and regulations. I believe in the governments. I believe in law enforcement. I believe in the rules of mankind. After China, I believe in none of these things. After China, I learned to defend myself, protect myself. I learned to verify everything. I learned not to trust nothing. Because after China, I've seen the inner workings of these government bodies and rule makers, and I've seen how it all works. And can't say I'm aghast, because I embrace that structure. I made use of the structure to further my own career. So I can't complain about the structure, but it made me smart, because it made me question the structures of everywhere else I go to, that it may not be what it is, and I need to verify everything and protect myself, and not expecting rules and regulations to protect me at all. I protect myself at all times, and that has been the way. That's how China changed me, and I'm still like this. I don't expect protection from police officers. I don't expect protection from the law. I don't expect protection from anything. I protect myself. I keep out of trouble. I protect myself at all times. Lincha. Luckily in Indiana, we can still drink from the tap. I still use the filter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you can drink from the tap as long as you can filter away the rust and stuff, and you don't mind the funky taste from the chlorine and fluoride. Yeah. In New York, back home in New York, we drink from the tap as well, but that's because we have a water purifying system. We installed a water purifier at home, and right now my wife is retailing that water purifier as well. My wife is very enterprising, by the way. Like, before we got the water purifier in New York, right? There's like in at least in my area in New York, there's no water delivery, So I actually had to walk like 1 kilometer to get water and carry it by hand home. It was a bitch. Oh, so ever since we had that water purifier, wow, what a relief! No more carrying water. Like, of course, it's good exercise to be honest. That's probably the roughest exercise or the toughest exercise I have. Like at least once a week, I need to go get water. That's like 1 week's worth of exercise. It's good exercise. It's dead man leaf. If you not guys know, like dead man leaf is a really good exercise. That dead man leaf right there, and for a practical purpose, it's actually good exercise. So the water purifier removed the only real productive exercise I do in New York every week. The seagull's not there today. Yesterday there was a seagull just sitting right there. Back to the topic just now, yeah, that I was saying that most people, that there's actually no such thing as discontentment, and what people define or interpret as discontentment is actually a whole host of different things. One way to illustrate this is this: if you're not an engineer or you don't know about how cars work, yeah, you only say that, oh, this car is powerful or not, yes or no. Oh, this is a very powerful car. Oh, that's a very weak car, yes. But when you know how a car really works, there's no such thing as powerful or weak. There's only a difference between its torque power, its power to the wheel, all these things. It's just a different mix and match of what you call a weak car may be a car with very low torque but extremely high gear. So it actually at high speeds is very powerful. But what you call a very powerful car may be just a car with very, very, very strong low speed torque, but very bad high speed. So it's so-called powerful at low speed, but not powerful at high speed. So when you don't know how a car works, you're only capable of interpreting, oh, this is powerful car, this is not a powerful car. But when you start to understand the nitty-gritties of the mechanisms of how a car works, then there's no such thing as a powerful car, not a powerful car anymore. There's only different mix of characteristics, and this is exactly one of those. This is a way to understand what I mean when I say you guys don't know. There's no such thing as contentment, discontentment, because all these things are cliche labels used by people who are not internally in touch to try to understand what's going on. But it's a cliche idea that is not reflecting of the true nature of what you're feeling, just like a car. Or you say it's a powerful car, and indeed you experience it as a powerful car, but there's no such thing as a powerful car. You need to look at what's the gear ratios, what's the torque, how much power to the wheels and stuff like that. Only when you understand this, then you have an understanding of its performance. But the idea of, oh, it's powerful or not, it's just an idea. Just like whether you're contented or not, it's just an idea. There is very deep mechanisms that are very different from these cliche ideas. Hope I made that point quite clear. I think I like this analogy. Very wish. Who are you? Who are you? Just some dude talking about life. Don't be surprised. Nobody on my live stream, this is episode 155. Nobody knows my name and nobody knows where I come from. Yeah. Okay, so don't be offended that I don't do a self-introduction, because nobody here knows who I am. Okay. Nobody. You just have to find out the hard way. Keep coming, keep listening, and over time, you'll know who I am. Lin Zhao, oh, thanks for buying me coffee today, Lin Zhao. Thank you, very appreciate it. Oh, just like, like sitting around with friends and then we buy each other coffee is it feels so good. Thanks a lot. Lin Zhao, I'm buying coffee for teaching me that I'm cliche. I hope you don't take it a bad way, yeah, because cliches are how we take the first step into understanding. Once you understand through cliche, then you understand how to break the cliche, then you start to go deeper. And after you get to the deeper state, like once you go from understanding that there's no such thing as a powerful car or not a powerful car, there's only different combinations of torque, power to the wheel, and all that stuff, then you start, even when you get to that level, you start to go deeper. Then you start to go deeper into the engine efficiency, fuel air efficiency, and all that deeper stuff. Okay, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. I mean, you don't read my message. Oh no. Okay, guys. Now, I have to tell you guys one thing. Understand that the message on my screen is not real time. You type the message, I won't see it. I won't see it until I touch the screen. I don't know why. I have to touch the screen, then the latest message show. Which means that if you're typing a message while I am talking about something for a long time, by the time I touch the screen, I'm looking at the latest messages. Whatever is past is past. Okay, understand this is how this system works. So if you want to deliver a point, okay, and I missed it, please just type again because it's very hard for me to scroll back. Yeah. Understand that the message I see, you guys may see the message real time on your screen. I'm not seeing them. To me, this whole screen has no messages at all. This whole screen here is a mirror. I only see myself. There's no message, no nothing here, no. Until you see, I always reach forward and do this. Whenever you guys realize that I start reading your message only whenever I do this. Yes? Yeah. See, when you see me like this, I'm touching the screen. And only when I touch the screen, the messages show. And it shows about 4 messages, depending on, if someone types a long message, then it only show 1 message. I'm only looking at the latest 2 or 3 messages at all times. Okay, so do not be surprised that I miss your messages, and do not take it wrongly that I don't read your messages. Understand that this system works that way. And so if I don't get it, if I'm not reading a message and it's past, type it again, right? This is how it works. Don't get like butt hurt over this kind of thing, because this is how the system works, okay? I don't know how to make I don't know how to make the messages appear real time. I don't know. I tried going to the settings and nothing works. You see, the messages disappear. After I touch the screen, within about 10 to 15 seconds, all the messages disappear. And now I'm looking at the mirror again. Until I do this again. Now the messages appear. Yo, it's not real time for me, guys. And in fact, right, from the time I say something to the point you see it on your screen, there's a 15-second delay as well. You're not looking at me real time either. There's a 15-second delay from what I say to it coming to your screen, you know. So by the time you think you're responding to what I'm saying, I'm really way past that. That was like 15 seconds ago. You know? So again, like I say, please be very complete and very detailed in your message, because it's very hard for me to connect what you're responding to due to all these technical limitations. The lag and the fact that the messages don't show to me real time means by the time I come to your message, it's usually very late. You see, and then there are times like this where simply there's no message. No matter how many times I touch the screen, there's no new message. And people keep telling me I missed their message, but whenever I touch the screen, there's no message. There's nothing. Like right now, there's nothing. In fact, I'm thinking of ending it right now because there's right now is like the awkward silence or nobody's talking. To me, nobody's talking right now. Nobody's been talking for the past one to 2 minutes, and everybody tells me I'm missing their message. It's weird. Nothing at all. No new messages. No new messages. how am I missing messages when there's no messages? Nothing. I mean, there is probably, but nothing. Where? Nobody's talking. And you didn't even retype the message that you say I missed, so probably not important. Oh well. Understand that retyping your messages is a thing on live stream, yeah? If you expect to type your message only once and 100% the streamer will get it, no, it doesn't work that way. Streamers miss messages a lot because of this. You have to get used to and accept the idea that you have to retype your messages sometimes multiple times so that the streamer could see it. It's not just for me. I believe this is the case for most streamers because this is a technical limitation we're working with right here. Linja, have a good weekend. I usually don't catch you live, only if I have insomnia. I'm an insomnia buddy, yeah. Good night, and tomorrow's eve of Easter for you as well. So have a good night. And for those of you who are extending your Easter long weekend by taking leave tomorrow, you are right there, man. Okay, since nobody's chatting with me no more and Lin Zhao is going off, I'll go off with Lin Zhao. This is eve of Easter long weekend. I hope you guys have a very, very good long weekend ahead. For those of you who Easter long weekend grants you a holiday, like me. 안녕.